Live from the virtual Chicagoland Speedway. Welcome, race fans, one and all, back to Green Flag TV. This afternoon, we get set to do battle for what is no doubt going to be an intense 150 laps of racing action. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Joliet 150 here in the Windy City. My name is Orlando, bringing you all of racing action from start to finish this afternoon. And boy, what a wild race this one is set to be. Lots of drama entering racing action here this afternoon. Austin Edstrom, unfortunately, feeling under the weather, and so he is going to be unable to join us for racing action here for this 150 lapper. But we did not even know about 72 hours ago we were even going to be racing today at the start of the week, as a lot of dramas over the last little while. The league had its doors shuttered and then swiftly reopened as a new administrative contingency came in, saved this league, and they decided to pick up right where we left off last week from Kansas, and now we get set to do it all over again at yet another mile and a half. So with dramas behind us, we're hopefully looking forward to a fantastic race this afternoon as we jump venues from North Wilkesboro to Chicagoland. And right now, point standings on the afternoon. Paul Witt leads the way up on top with Justin Anisogak back in the number 2 spot. Still a 2-horse race with the points lead, with the rookie sensation chasing after series veteran Paul Witt. Zane Bailey still runs in a distant third, and they are the only 3 trucks that remain in the 300-point bracket so far, with Aaron Raymond a very distant 4th. It is looking like this is going to be a 2-horse race between the rookie and the veteran for the championship here in this championship. Already trucks are gridding up. They are lined up. They are just about ready to rumble. And I tell you what, we are in for a good one. Chicagoland Speedway, long been one of my absolute favorite racetracks on the service. This one is going to be something that is special. I mean, this track has multi-groove racing. It's got the thrills, it's got the spills, and it's got absolutely everything in between. What more could you ask for from a fantastic racetrack, right? That curved back straightaway is going to be its own unique challenge throughout the course of the afternoon. And let's look at that curved back stretch now on your track map, left-hand side of the screen. It is the only mile and a half that has a back straightaway curve like that. That makes this racetrack one of the fastest 1.5 miles on the calendar. In these trucks, it is almost flat out all the way around here for the first handful of laps, and that is going to definitely, I think, escalate things on how this race pans out this afternoon. There's going to be pack racing, and that's going to take us all the way through the first round of pit stops, about 20 to 30 laps into this race. And all of this with 31 trucks still lined up and just about ready to rumble. So with all that said and done, this is how things line on up for racing action here this afternoon. It is Jared Duda starting himself on pole position with that number 53 entry for Duda Racing. Zane Bailey starts beside him on the front row, 9th out off the mark. 3-time repeat champion Aaron Raymond on the outside looking in with the points here this afternoon. Starts in 3rd with Jim Duda back in 4th. Michael Gutcha picks up row number 3 alongside rookie sensation Justin Anisogak out of Kenai, Alaska. Jordan Jung will pick up the number 7 spot alongside Ryan Wayne. John Holliday then starts back in 9th with Joshua Highball to close out the top 10. Paul Witt brings it home at 11th with Aaron May back in 12th. Thomas Lane Jr. sits in 13th place with LeBron Van Leer back in 14th. Jeff Gilmore be in 15th with Jim Kolmansberger in 16th. Dale Rapp sits 17th. Michael Campbell Jr. in 18th. John Bawalda Jr. in 19th. And Noah Swafford closes out the top 20 this afternoon. 21st place then headed up by Joshua Jernigan and Anthony Lane, with George Rincon and Nicholas Braz in 23rd and 24th. Amaro and Story 25th and 26th with Kevin Roy, KNC Sim Motorsports driver, back in 27th with Ryan McRoberts in 28th. Mark Arthur will start his race in 29th. Charlie Birch for the CVP Racing crew in 30th. And Cody Witt rounds out the 31 truck field, with the bottom 3 trucks not putting down times in the 5-minute qualifying session. So the field, again, just about lined up, ready to go, waiting on the back 3 before we'll get this race fully underway. There you see Jared Duda, pole position, rocking a newer look to that 53 truck. I like it though. Zane Bailey still with his classic all-blue Ford F-150. And Aaron Raymond with that star-spangled Silverado with Pepsi colors still ready to rumble as well. With Jim Duda matching his Sun scheme to his outside. So a lot of exciting things to go into racing action here this afternoon. And we are again in for a stellar drive. I mean, this race I think is gearing up to be one of the highlights of the season, to be frank. I mean, this race, it could very well be make or break for several drivers in their season. We've got ourselves with a lot riding on this. Championships are on the line, and, well, looking like the trucks are going to fire up. We are ready to rumble away. So as the trucks roll out, here are the sounds as your field of 31 takes to the racetrack. Will work their way to the brand curved backstretch this afternoon. This is going to be our third mile and a half in a row in a total of 4 as we swing to the Charlotte Motor Speedway for 134 lapper. And the field now pacing down into turn numbers 3 and 4. 150 laps ready to get underway this afternoon. And this race looking to be a wild one. Jared Duda holds the field as the iRacing pace car makes that dive. 150 laps under the lights. It's go, go, go from the Windy City. Clean opening lap to start off proceedings this afternoon as Jared Duda takes to the front of the field. Just behind him, Aaron Raymond tucks in line for the number 2 spot. Zane Bailey drops back to 3rd. Gunter and Jung both pick up 1, bumping Jim Duda. And Anna Sogak back 1 move as well. Jung going around the outside of Jim Duda on the back straightaway. The Worth Ford F-150. Top of turn 4, and still a clean move out in front. Bit of 3 wide deep in the field. May caught in the middle. Jeff Gilmore down low. Levon Van Leer working that top shelf of the Castrol Edge, number 60. As we rocket down the back straightaway for the 3rd time tonight. Gilmore starts to make the peak. No dice. He's going to keep in line with Lane. Up the track goes the 41 of Highbaugh. Almost catches the outside wall. Overall able to rally, though. While up front, Aaron Raymond, the 3-time champ, trying to rally back at the point. Still not out of the championship fight, and seeing if he can't save his title hopes. As he's to the inside of Jared Duda, trying to pressure him for the lead of the race. On board with the Pepsi number 6. Jared Duda way up to the high side. Raymond using all of the apron possible to try and get any kind of advantage. Duda squeezing him in. Watch this up. Bit of contact there between Aaron Raymond and Jared Duda. Hard racing, nothing's going to come of it. Now Michael Gudger's got an opening on the outside. Gudger shoots for the Tom Lane of that Pepsi number 6. single file through much of the field as Gudger tries to make that move for second. Raymond started to wash up the track. Take a bit of a dirty air push there. Oh, again, Jared Duda blocks Aaron Raymond for the lead of the race. Tell you what, Gudger is not slowing down. That number 64 is moving. He's got the nose into the right rear quarter panel of Jared Duda. Moser Racing Team IEL number 53 sweeps across the nose, pulls clear for the top spot. Gudger trying to work the problem as they work down to the turn numbers 3 and 4, back to the front straightaway. Smooth sailing up front, deeper in the field. A lot of drivers starting to lose touch. Like Campbell, running a new Heinz livery on that number 71. He's got Jim Kolbensberger just a little ways behind him. They're running single file further up the road. Anna Sogak been on the backslide from lap 1 of this race. He's now got Paul Witt on his outside. And good old Doc Holliday trying to make a move up top as well. Meanwhile, Gudger takes the lead of the race with ease ahead of Jared Duda. And this is how. Shot for the inside, and Duda let him have it. Did not want to fight that one all that much. Interesting. So Jared Duda slips back to second. Raymond seeing if he can maybe go for the second step of the podium. Right now in a Duda sandwich, and neither driver terribly fond. That number 6, as we've seen, made so evident over these last few weeks, but so far racing still clean. Raymond gets around the top side of Jared. Cuts to the inside of Gudger. And the move for the lead. Aaron Raymond leads the way from Joliet, Illinois. Back in the pack, Gilmore. Anasogak exchanging blows, and as Justin Anasogak continuing to hemorrhage positions in this one. Drops back behind Thomas Lane Jr. Van Leer clears across the middle. May down low. And are we going to go 3? Sogak backs out, as does May. No move made. Sweeping up the track is Lane as he tries to pick off the spot from Jeff Gilmore with no success. Well, up the road, Ryan Wayne has Paul Witt attacking down low. Big drives being made by the top bunch as Raymond continues to try and keep Gudger at bay. Michael Gudger has been really hounding the back of Aaron Raymond throughout this race, but he's going to catch the outside wall there up in turn 4. That break for the LSU Toyota Tundra as he starts to drop a bit further back. Losing touch with the race lead. Aaron May, look out, washing way up the track for May. And Sogak gets clear of him. And now Van Leer tracks up from the inside. He's not going to get into the door, though, of that number 24. Tell you what, though, a lot of aggressive dives being made early on here, but this race has been remarkably clean so far when you compare to the last 3-4 weeks or so of racing. These guys having a great time out here this afternoon as Wayne to get clear of Zane Bailey. Dale Rapp still battling it out with Laban Van Leer. As here we go, looking for a bit more. 3 and around goes Campbell. The 71 entry sideways. What a catch. He's going to save it. Charlie Birch cuts up the middle. Jim Colmansberger, I think, got into the back of him a little bit, but holy cow, Campbell, what a save. Right on board with the driver of the Papa Bear, number 71, as there was the hit. And this is going to be from the rear, and it was not the 11 of Colbinsberg, it was the 17 of Noah Swafford. Just tags him on the tail end, and look at how far sideways that truck got. I thought for sure he was done. Did his job, though, feather the throttle, and kept that truck pointed in the right direction. Awesome save from Mike Campbell. And credit to Noah Swafford. He lifted out to give him that chance to save it as well. This is on board of the Mobil 1 Silverado. As apologies, that was a lap prior. This is the moment coming down the back, shooting into turn number 3. Big credit to Swapper for the sportsmanship there. Could have let him go around, but oh, trouble! One truck hard to the wall, front straightaway. Jordan Jung struggling as he is up into the wall big time, up in turn number 1. And he's got a busted right front on that machine. Jared Duda has gotten around Michael Gudger for the number 2 spot. We wait to see if this is going to bring out a caution. He is going to manage to wrench it down to the inside, but struggling to keep that truck turning in the right direction. Not an ideal start. He is now bottom of the list. 29th out of the 29 trucks that started this race, and he is going to be forced into pit road. No fast pairs, looking like day is over for Jung. Oh, wait, had just gotten around Jordan Jung for the number 6 spot. And moments later, this happened. Kind of brushed the wall, entering 3. Oh, Paul Witt sweeps up, clears himself across the nose, overcorrects, and big time lick into the concrete. Uncharacteristic error there from Paul Witt as he just came and pushed up the he pushed the 99 all the way up the racetrack. No yellow flag for that incident though, and we will stay green. Throughout the racetrack, things have settled down relatively quickly here. Trying to see if we can maybe get in touch with the driver of the number 99 for comment on what happened in that incident, but it looks like he has already taken things to the garage, that he has left the premises. So I don't think Jordan Jung needed to say much about how that one went down, but, well, we got pit stops. Right on cue, around the lap 26 mark, Jared Duda, Michael Gudger, Jim Duda. 3 of the Moser Racing Team IEL trucks coming down to pit road. Well, the drivers in that camp being Paul Witt and Zane Bailey. They have both stayed out on the racetrack. Now remember, possibility of only one. There is a good chance that you're going to have to take a fuel-only stop, and it looks like that's just been confirmed as all 3 of those trucks taking fuel-only on their first pit stop, opting to burn these tires up as they run them out and try to double stint them here. Raymond, Wayne, Witt, Gilmore, Bawalda, Jernigan, and Braz all the next grouping in. Aaron Raymond going to opt to take 4 tires on his pit stop, so will Paul Witt and Jeff Gilmore. And we got issues deeper in the field here as Charlie Birch kind of get a bit caught up, it looked like, along with others. John Holliday, Thomas Lane Jr. having moments. All of this while on the entry down to pit road. Kevin Roy is in. A huge chunk of trucks are in, actually. Dale Rapp actually, I think, had to kind of back up into his pit stall. There comes Zane Bailey down to the pit road. And here comes the last little cluster. We'll go through the drivers that took tires in just a moment and those that are on fuel-only strategies. Look like Highball may have had issues of his own getting down to the pit road. This is what happened to Holiday and Lane. As getting down to it, Holiday on the brakes, Lane. Oh, whoa, boy, okay. So this all started in reality with Aaron May trying to get locked down. The driver of the number 24 entry, he just kind of got unsettled on the entry, locked up the tires, and Silgak got around him, spun the back end around him. Well, that's all she wrote, and that kind of stacked up a good chunk of them getting down into the lane. So right now, most of the drivers opted to take tires on this pit stop. The ones that have not, you got Gudger, who is out on old tires. Same for Jared Duda. Raymond quickly running them down. Zane Bailey's on old tires. Jim Duda's on old tires. And Sogak, Ryan Wayne are on old tires. So is Dale Rapp, Van Leer, and Swafford. And trouble, Joshua Highbaugh. Oh, that's John Holiday, sorry, around. And Holiday actually had a penalty on entry as well. This is up in turn 4, and he's actually coming back down to pit road. Not sure what has happened here to the Advanced Sim Racing number 9 as he just kind of snapped on him there. Spun the truck up and into the infield grass. No caution, though. Single truck incident. We'll keep it green. Aaron Raymond making an easy pass on Jared Duda for the number 2 spot. Quickly cuts up high, making a move on Michael Gudger, and Aaron Raymond gets back to the point. John Holiday, meanwhile, in his box with the Advanced Sim Racing number 9 Toyota Tundra. Unclear how long he is going to be in pit road. He is still in the truck, so obviously intending on getting back out. Likely serving an additional penalty, though, as a result of having to serve the other penalty that he had already come down for once. So Holiday's night going from bad to worse. jockeying right now as drivers on fresh tires like Jeff Gilmore try to cut their way through the field and get themselves back out on the racetrack. Kolbensberger just a little ways behind. He runs 11th place on fresh 4 Goodyears. And he now is just starting to catch the clusters of trucks that are on old rubber. Oh, look out as Dale Rapp cut down low, trying to let him by. Miscommunication there as Kolbensberger does end up getting through. Here comes Bowalta and Campbell, both of them on fresh tires. Them and Rincon just blitzed around Van Leer. Over 30 laps deep, still caution free in this one. Dale Rapp up high. Low tires. Shouldn't be an issue here for these three. And as expected, they get by with a little problem. Further up the road, Justin Anasogak trying to go back through the order. He now runs in 7th after he remained on the same tires he started his race on. 5 sets total tonight, so what you have on the truck plus 4 changes in the box. The driver is taking fuel only. That implies this is going to be a 5-stop race. And I agree with that assessment, especially if we're pitting every 25, 30 laps or so. There is Aaron May. Quite a bit of damage on the right front of that machine as a result of his unfortunate excursions entering pit road. Not the afternoon that he was hoping to have, and you can get a good view of that right front damage where he had trucks slam into him as he spun out entering the lane during his first stop. Doesn't look like his steering's been affected, but might be down on power a little bit, I'm reckoning. It's good to be back with racing here on Saturday nights. Been a staple of Green Flag TV, this championship, ever since the start of this channel, really. They came on board just a couple months after we opened our doors. And more problems with Aaron May down low, takes the tow. So Aaron May looking like he's going to be calling it quits this afternoon as May just picked the tail end out. Spun her down into the infield, high speed slide. Kept it off the racetrack, though. Did a good job. Turned it back down to the grass and decided not to force a yellow. Sogak up for the bottom side. Slide job across the nose of Ryan Wayne. Gonna blitz down to the inside of Anasogak to try and battle it out. Anasogak, though, putting up a heck of a fight. These drivers both on these same set of tires. One driver that's not, though, is the 71 to Campbell. 2 trucks back, the 71 Green Heinz machine. Wayne up the track. Anasogak gets clear. Wayne tried to pull the slider, but it wasn't there. Zane Bailey trying to get in the mix. Ryan Wayne trying to shut the door. A lot of aggression being shown for that number 25. There goes Campbell taking a 2, and he's about to take a 3. Double file, 2 rows deep. Rincon and Sogak, Bailey, Wayne, all under a blanket. Now you see George Rincon on fresh tires, trying to clear Sogak, but the Alaska native really not trying to make it easy for the Goodweiser Services number 28. This year, one of the more interesting battle packs on the racetrack, but it is not the only one. Gudger and Kolbensberger fight for the last spot inside the top 5. In fact, that's going to be about a quick decide as Kolbensberger and fresh tires gets around him. And deeper in the field, you've got this fight as well between Van Leer, McRoberts, Thomas Lane Jr., all still in the mix as well as they make tracks down the back chute. Turns 3 and 4. 38 trucks sliding up for the inside. He does clear the Castrol Edge, number 60. On board and Brian Wayne as he continues to apply the pressure to Justin Paints, number 13. Making that cut to the inside. Boy, what a fight these guys are having as Wayne now again pulls the slider up the track of the number 13. As we got trucks down to the pit road, there is Michael Gudger in along with Duda, Witt, both Dudas, in fact, and Zane Bailey are all in the pit road. So second run of pit stops kicking off right at the 1/3 mark in this race. No surprises there. Down the field, Joshua Jernigan. Haven't talked about the number 22 much today so far. Battled it out with Charlie Burge right now for 9th, but they have not come down to pit road, so yet to cycle through. There you see Duda cutting through, fresh tires. Bras catches the wall a little bit. Near miss there for the driver, the number 14. Rincon, Campbell. Getting through here as well. Here comes Anna Sogak down to the pits. Robert Amaral going to be in with him. Joshua Jernigan hits the commitment line as well. Thomas Lane Jr. comes in, as does Aaron Raymond. So your race leader now comes down the pit road. Raymond tends to make his fuel-only stop middle portion of the race, so I would expect him to make it either this stop or the next one. And so Gak's taking tires meanwhile. And here comes the field. And yeah, look like this is going to be field only for the 6. Expected to be off any second. There he goes. Drivers that have already taken their fuel-only stop should be taking tires now. They should be good to go to the end. Jared Duda cutting his way through the field as he drives back around Kolmensberger, gets back onto the lead lap. Kolmensberger and Rincon both come down the pit road. Campbell will be the next one into the pits as the pit stop window continues to cycle itself through. And I do believe these two cars, or these two trucks, will complete our pit stop window for the second time this afternoon at lap 57. So, racing action going to continue on this afternoon. A long way to go in this one. We'll be back in a moment on Green Flight TV.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Green Flag TV, still under our first green flag run of the night at the Chicagoland Speedway for the Joliet 150 and round number 9 of the SRA IEL Truck Series. Jared Duda, Mike Gudger rapidly have caught up to Paul Witt. And Duda quickly makes the juke to the inside. Might have just barely tagged the back end of Duda as he came up on him. Trying to make that drive for the number 2 spot. Fresh tires and nope, no contact here. Duda slipped through on the inside, clean and green. Dutch will do the same, puts himself at third and bumps Witt out of the podium. So far in Paul Witt's SRA campaign in 2025, he has only failed to finish outside of the top 5 once all season long. It has been a stellar season for Paul Witt here, even now as he runs in 5th. Whole field's been spread pretty evenly throughout the field. Jeff Gilmore gets the inside of Gudger, picks up the number 3 spot. And meanwhile, these are the gaps between Aaron Raymond and Jeff Gilmore. Look at how quickly both Duda and Gilmore are catching up to Aaron Raymond. They are closing in quickly here. 1.5 seconds now between them. Although Duda did just kind of get the doors slammed shut on him by Levant Van Leer there. Come around to the strike this time by, seeing what the difference is. Still closes by about 4 and 8/10 respectively. So this pairing is having some real good runs among themselves, and Jeff Gilmore closing in on Duda as well with some slightly fresher tires by about 6 laps or so. Duda closes in to within a second, but at this point, Gilmore's going to make the move on second before Duda can go for the lead. And in fact, that is exactly what's going to happen here as Gilmore looks high, cuts low. And Jared Duda trying to cover. Gets to the inside as they hit the back straightaway. No joy, though, for the 57 this time by. The Irwin Tools machine going to have to try again. Oh, so close, though, to the back bumper. I mean, that is insane how close they just got. Gilmore sides up move and waits for Jared Duda to make a mistake, and this time makes the successful jump to the inside. Gilmore clears Duda for the number 2 spot. Right on board with Gilmore here, though. This is going to be coming down the into turn number 3 here. Oh, so, well, I guess we won't be able to get it, but was hoping we could get a shot at just how close Gilmore got to the back bumper, but I think that close-up we did get kind of speaks for itself. Fight's still on for the lead. Closing in on the halfway point as well. We've already seen Aaron May and John Holiday come down to pits for their next stops. Aaron Raymond power sliding a little bit for the lead there. Jared Duda retook the number 2 spot somewhere along the way and is now trying to slip through and snipe the lead. Gilmore gets to the back bumper. Aaron Raymond just hanging on. Jared Duda cuts through on the inside and picks up the top spot. Gilmore still runs back at a distant third. Ryan McRoberts in the mix now. Gilmore trying to go around the outside for second. And he's going to do just that. That is one of the tightest fights, though, I've ever seen in the bid to try and go for the lead. Holy cow, somehow they keep it clean. And right on cue after losing the lead, Aaron Raymond is in a pit road. Tenth of a second now between Gilmore and Jared Duda. Duda trying to fend off Gilmore until they get to the next pit stop window. Oh, a bit of a bumper there as we get down to the turn numbers 1 and 2. Jeff Gilmore, I do not believe, has ever taken home a race win in SRA competition. And being one of only 2 Canadians in the field, he is really trying to go for it. Something about that Irwin Tools machine is just working, and Jared Duda successfully fended off Gilmore all the way until he got down to pit road. Michael Gudge are going to be in as well. This happens right at halfway. Duda, Gudger, the other Duda, Bailey, Witt, all in the pit road this time by for their 3rd stops of the night. And they will be pitting looking like twice more at 100 than at 125. Connor Birch will also make his way into the pits this time by. And there you see the Champion Motorsports driver, Nicholas Braz, up on the jacks as well. Still no sign of anybody else coming down to the lane just yet. It's seeming like a lot of drivers trying to run this one out. Might be gambling on a caution coming out, perhaps. There's Dale Rappa just got around Joshua Jernigan. Comes Anna Sogak in the pit road. So Justin Anna Sogak is in. Sogak, Jernigan, both come in. Jim Duda, meanwhile, we've seen Jared Duda already fend off Gilmore for the lead. Jim Duda trying to keep Paul Witt and Zane Bailey at bay in an aggressive scrap among themselves. Field still running strong as Kevin Roy comes down for the KNC Sim Motorsports driver, as does Ryan Wayne. Noah Swafford and Aaron Raymond will exchange blows. Raymond pulls around the outside. Oh my word! As Gilmore, I think, trying to get down to pit road. That was dicey. Oh boy, that is a huge scare there for Jeff Gilmore. Take a look at this. Gilmore's trying to come to pit road, and he's thinking about jumping down low. All of a sudden, Raymond cuts the inside, scares with the track, and he has to pit all the way from the outside wall. Dives down on the apron. That is an aggressive move to make. This is what Aaron Raymond saw. Tries to go low right as Gilmore starts to slow up. And then this was, oh my good grief. Gudger had to make a lightning fast correction there as well. Bit of miscommunication all around, but overall, good job on all drivers involved to avoid that being a wreck. No hard, no foul. Jeff Gilmore took his field only stop this time by, so we see him now dropping through the field. Didn't realize he hadn't taken that field only stop yet. That explains why he was up at the head of the field. Meanwhile, for the net race lead, Gudger to the outside of Raymond. 2-lap pressure tires, and he's got him. And Jared Duda going to follow right through as well. So Gudger up 3 on the day. That's going to be up 4 once Campbell makes his jump down to the pits. And so with the last drivers on the afternoon started to take their field-only stops, we already saw Jeff Gilmore take his field-only stop this time around. And looking like this rotation, so far he is the only one, unless Campbell still has to take his field-only stint. Does not appear to be the case. So, yep, Gilmore, the only one right now out on the racetrack on old tires. Then here comes Jared Duda once more, cutting to the inside of Michael Gudger. Duda to the inside of the LSU number 64. Charlie Birch trying to unlap himself in all the mayhem. Might have to take that one 3 wide up the middle if he wants to do that. He's definitely quicker than these two. He's not about the same tire strength of as these guys. They just cannot get out of each other's way. Birch right now with a front row seat to the mayhem, sitting in the lucky dog spot. Nearly got the tail end of Duda there that time by coming down the front straightaway. I think he's just trying to find some kind of clearance that he's not getting. Finally, Michael Gudger finding some pace, started to break away. And both Dudas just cannot get out of the action today, as now Jim Duda has got Paul Witt back behind him, along with Zane Bailey. Other battles on the racetrack, the only other really big one between Noah Swafford and Joshua Jernigan, and both these trucks already 1 lap down. Still caution-free from lap 1 tonight. Joliet's now got pressure from behind. Campbell trying to lap himself. He takes the hit, cuts to the inside of Jim Duda, makes the move. But Jim Duda tracking up. He's got the run on top, 3 wide down the back straightaway. Campbell takes full advantage. He's going to pick up 2 as he gets a little bit closer to getting a lap back. Witt still battling with Jim Duda up on the high side. As the 053, not quite, didn't get him. But not for lack of trying. And just as it is getting good, caution comes out. Amaral in a pit road, and looking like Aaron may have also been collected in this one. First caution of the night at lap 93. It was so good, too, for so long. That was an awesome run we had, though. Take a jump back and find out what the heck happened here. Oh, wow. Aaron May potentially coming to pit road. This is already in progress, and Dale Rapp tracked up, got into Amaral, spun him sideways, and into the infield we go. So a boatload of trucks getting a bit collected in that. Bit of an awkward moment. As there is the 77 flying into the infield at high speed. Watch up the road, left side of your screen. You're going to see Aaron May coming to view. And yeah, May's trying to come to pit road, and clearly Lane and Rapp just were not expecting it. Meanwhile, the rest of the field comes down to pit road. And this restart could end up being a bit of a crazy one. All that said and done, we're under caution for the first time this afternoon, lap 95. When we return, it's more on Green Flag TV. Back to Green Flag TV, moments away from taking to the green flag once again. My name is Ola Rambo, bringing you all of racing action this afternoon from round number 9 of the SRA IEL Truck Series from the 9th race in Joliet, Illinois. And we are about to go green flag racing once again after caution flag number 1 at lap 96. Green flag this time by SRA, given the at-fault for that last incident. You see it down low. No communications on entering pit road. Caused checkups and collisions. Gudger around the top side of Jared Duda. Justin Andasogak sits back in third, battling Paul Witt. A little bit of a loose moment there from the LSU machine. Oh, loose moments all around. There's a huge stack up throughout. Zane Bailey. Catch it, no! Up into the outside wall. Caution's out again. And nearly had issues. Amaral does scramble to the grass, but looking like we're going to lock that down. You know what they say? Cautions breed cautions. And, well, we just have one of those situations right now. Kind of a lot of drivers starting to get loose. Gudger got loose, Witt got loose, nearly took out Andasogak. Jared Duda got loose, and I think that stacked up Zane Bailey. And Aaron Raymond left with nowhere to go. I think kind of finished the job there. And sent the 20 truck up into the outside wall. Single truck incident, a lot of folks having to kind of scramble to get around that. There you saw Amaral kind of cutting into the infield to avoid one truck that was coming down the racetrack. This is on board with Kevin Roy in the number 31 KNC Sim Motorsports entry, and what he saw as he had to make a relatively sudden check down to the inside for the New Hampshire native. Good decision on cutting down low. This is with Raymond. Checking up. Oh, boy. I think he nicked him a little bit, but the truck was going around on its own regardless. So second caution of the night very quickly follows after the first. We'll get in touch with one of the drivers further down the field as Robert Amaral runs back in 24th. Robert, you might have just saved your race by avoiding the truck coming down the racetrack as you avoided the incident. Walk us through it.
Was that me?
Yeah, that was you.
I just stayed to the right, and I seen him coming up on the left. I just tried to stay there.
Overall, it was a bit of a wild moment there coming off of turn number 2. It's been a wild few laps here since that caution came out. Do you reckon we'll be getting a green flag run yet to finish the race out?
I think so. I hope so.
I think we all are as well. But Robert, your race still alive, not out of the fight. We'll hopefully see you back on the lead lap for the end of this.
Awesome. Thanks, Nolan. I'll try to be there.
Robert Amaral, he's Silver Fox racing driver. Looking for more luck this afternoon. He currently sits 3 laps down. If he can keep getting lucky, you never know. Race trucks off. Not sure what's going on back in the field here with Bawalda anymore. Well, we're going great regardless, and less than 100 laps to go. 49 on the boards. Jared Duda takes up the lead. Clears from Gutcher. It's looking like it could be a relatively done deal unless, yep, here comes Gutcher. Making the move. Trying to go around the long way. No problems this time by off of 4 on lap number 1. Gutcher driving to the top shelf of turn 2. Oh, one truck sideways into the infield. Gonna get it back on. Might have been either Campbell or Amaral there. 3 by 3 as we'll quickly double it out as we get off of the corner. Still one pit stop to go, by the way. We are not done with pit stops in this race. So far, oh no! Before I say that, Van Leer getting a little bit crossed-up contact with Birch. Gilmore getting into it. Just about to say, looking like a relatively clean start, and then that happened. I think for the most part we'll get around it, but a close shave. This is what happened to the number 60 entry. He pushed by Gilmore, and just a bit of a bad bump entering the corner. Great save, though. Jerry Duda. Still holding on to the lead of the race. Michael Gudger still back there in the number 2 spot. Paulette runs 3rd. And I think we have exited the danger zone of this first run back to the green. Further in the field, Ryan Way and Jim Colmansberger were side by side, and they'll single it out as Wayne pulls clear for 8th around the outside line. Meanwhile, it's all eyes back to the top 6 that have just been running away, and no one's been able to catch them. Paul Witt potentially looking for yet another podium in his 2025 SRA campaign. Paul Witt, again, only finishing outside of the top 5 twice this season. 6th place at Rockingham, 8th place last week at Kansas. 3 podiums, 2 wins, and now within a shot to win the race tonight as well. Further in the field, bit of 3 wide, Zane Bailey way down low. Jeff Gilmore and George Rincone getting a little bit argy-bargy back here. And they're also tagged onto the back of Colmansberger and Ryan Way. This is for 8th place on back. And it's far more dicey here than it is for the top 6. Jeff Gilmore fights his way to 9th, then trying to go for 8th. Might be looking for a career best. Jeff Gilmore trying to make a run on Coleman'sberger, and Coleman'sberger up the racetrack. Gilmore's got his chances. Oh boy, Coleman'sberger catches the wall. Gilmore able to fire through into 8th. And that's all going on while the fight's on for 3rd as Aaron Raymond starting to exercise some of that short run pace. Looking to drive her home. Jared Duda, Michael Gudger, Aaron Raymond, Jim Duda, Paul Witt. All still under a blanket. Justin Anasogak has re-entered the picture. And boy, what a recovery that this number 13 truck has had. Top of the race, fell all the way back to about 13th, 14th place. Was only on the backslide from day one. Now he's fought his way back up to 6th. And is tagging onto the back of the leading group here for the lead. Quite possibly with a chance on trying to go for another top 5 in his career. And he's right behind his main title rival right now, Paul Witt. Meanwhile, Jim Duda, a driver that's been showing so much speed over the part-time season that he's been running. Under fire from Paul Witt as Witt's trying to get around him for the number 4 position. And Duda looking like he will keep him at bay. Further back, here is everyone else. Lane and Wayne going to exchange hands. That is the Royal Crowd Machine down low. Anthony Lane makes up another spot. How about Jeff Gilmore and Zane Bailey? They're still duking it out as well, but looking like Gilmore's pace starting to lose touch on the long run of this. Kind of took advantage with most of the field by pitting a few laps later than them, and it just didn't really go his way. And Jim Duda still trying to keep Paul Witt and Justin Anasogak behind him. 33 laps on the boards. Jim Duda still working up to the outside line. Paul Witt still having a I mean, it's not hemorrhaging, but he's fighting that inside lane so heavily, and it's going to be tearing his stuff up. Less than 10 laps to go until that last pit stop window opens as well. And he clears, just barely clears ahead of Duda. Up top, might be trying to, he's tight. Problems for Jim Duda, and Anasogak slips through down low. Boy, that did not entirely go to plan. Jared Duda up front, meanwhile, continuing his strong speed. A lot of good pace underneath him. So Gudger, Jared Duda, Aaron Raymond, these are the three trucks that looks like that are going to be fighting it out for the win here once we get through our final run of pit stops here in about 5 laps or so. And Gudger is saying, to hell with pit stops, let's go now. Look for the inside of Jared Duda into the tri-oval. Couldn't get the run going down on the apron. Closes it again as they hit turn 3. And so far, so good among them. Jared Duda just cannot break away from these two behind. I mean, this is one heck of a battle that we are having in the dying stages. And here we go. Pit stops kicking off for the final time tonight. Bailey, Colmansberger, Van Leer, Rapp. They will be the first ones to come down. They are going for the undercut strategy to try to get on fresher tires, but this means they are not 100% safe on fuel to go to the end either. Here comes Jared Duda. Here comes Gudger. Here comes Raymond. They're all in a pit road. Bit of a close call, but they're not going to run each other over. And Sogak and Jim Duda come in behind as well. So does Gilmore and Ryan Wayne. And pit road going to be the busiest that it has been since lap 25 of this race. Gudger, first off the jacks. He's off and away. Trying to jump. Duda out of pit road. Can he get around him? Yes, he does! Michael Gudger attacks pit exit, and he is going to get around Jared Duda for the net race lead. Oh, that is massive, and look at the gap that he has pulled on Jared Duda behind Duda, that white truck inside. Oh boy, that might be a decider in how the rest of this race plays out. Paul Witt looking like he could be at risk of losing a top 5 finish tonight as well. So this could be major for Sogak if he can capitalize on this. Already entered this race with only the smallest of margins for the championship. Sogak, when he entered, had a 5-point gap up to Paul Witt. If he's able to gap him here, he could very well reel that gap and maybe even take up the points lead. Sogak, last time by, fastest lap of the race, a 30.11. The only driver besides Aaron Raymond to get into the 30.1 second bracket all night. Raymond's last time, lap time that he set for the fast lap of the race was a 30.16, and that was just 1 lap ago. So safe to say they are turning on the afterburners, trying to run down Michael Gudger. Well, that is it. Pit stops are complete for the race. No more scheduled stops are due. Now it's only a matter of who's going to finish where in 20 laps time. Quickly closing into the LSU Toyota Tundra. Michael Gudger's win not secure as Raymond, Duda, and Asilgak all closing in. Last lap by, Raymond had closed in by 0.2 of a second. This time by lap 134, he closes in by 1/10 and a half. Raymond is there. He's within 1/4 of a second. He is within striking distance. Tenth and a half now. Raymond is so there. He is so ready to slug this out for the race win tonight. Now the question is, how much of elbows out racing is he willing to put up with in these last 14 and a half? .14 to go, and Raymond continues to hound the back end of Michael Gudger. Gudger without too many wins under his belt in his SRA career. First came in at the end of 2023 during the Super Speedway Blitz. Asilgak started to lose touch. He drops outside of a second. Burned up all of his equipment early on. Asilgak's bid for a race win going up in smoke. Raymond biding his time. He knows he doesn't need to make that move. He knows Gudger probably still has something in the tank, and he also knows Gudger's probably driving his tail off right now, trying to keep out in front of Raymond. Almost said something else for a moment, but Gudger. Oh, trouble up high! One car into the wall. Caution is out as McRoberts. Engine smoking. He was up high, and that is going to be game over for the number 23. Caution is out, and this race has just entered a new dimension. What the heck happened? Ryan McRoberts had been stopped, it looked like, for a bit there. Taking a look as alongside with Jernigan. These are both trucks that are laps down, and Jernigan started to turn in for the corner. That is a vicious hit into the wall. Takes out McRoberts, and, well, he slid to a stop against the outside wall. So the at speed. Boy, that just seemed to come out of left field, and took the caution a while to come out. And he stopped, and there go your leaders, and that's where the yellow flag came out. Up top. Watch here. Jernigan's going to start to turn in, and I just don't think he was... I think he kind of expected McRoberts to turn in earlier than he did, and... no, right, he didn't. That'll be an interesting one for race control to sort out, my personal opinion. He got right reared. We'll see, though. McRoberts at fault. Comes up into the 22. That is the official call. He looked from the back end of the shot. McRoberts up, up, up. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I would have called it either way. I think that it's more one coming up, one coming down, one going around. I don't think that's solely on McRoberts, but that's why we have race control. You take a look at all of those nuances that we don't have access to. Green flag will come out this time by, we will have 7 laps on the boards, and the caution flag number 3. And we are back to racing with 7 on the boards. Immediately trucks fan out down the front straightaway, some going for 3. Michael Gudger has got Jared Duda all over the back bumper. He's got Raymond looking up top. 3 wide for the lead. Down the back straightaway. Duda down low. Gudger in the middle. Raymond up top. 3 wide still as we exit turn number 4 for the top spot. Into the front straightaway. I think Duda had it at the line that time by. 6 laps to go. Still 3 wide for the lead. 3 wide for over a lap at Chicagoland. Duda forced to yield. Gudger and Raymond now in lockstep for first and second. Raymond almost into the outside wall off 4. 5 to go. Another yellow forces this race into overtime. Possibility of a wreck is high. But we're keeping out of each other for now. Can we make it around to the white flag in 4.5 laps? 3.5. Trouble front straightaway. Jeff Gilmore spinning into the infield. Down into pit road. He's going to get a lockdown. We'll look at that after the race, but right now, Jared Duda's got another run. Trying to push Gudger clear. Remember, Gudger and Duda, they are teammates. I think Jared Duda's more liable to work with Gudger rather than going for glory. 3 laps, still side by side. Raymond pinches into 64. Here comes Ryan Wayne up top. Wayne gets boxed in with nowhere to go. Ryan Wayne pinched in up top. Gudger down low. Wayne going for the lead. Round the outside. Thinks off the top spot and he's gone. Ryan Wayne checking out with 2 to go. It's just a fight for best of the rest. Raymond used up all his equipment. He is sliding out of the top 5. Van Leer in the middle of all of this, snipes second away. Dale Rapp picks up 3rd. What has happened to our podium drivers? It is falling apart so quickly for the top 3. Does Van Leer have an answer for Ryan Wayne? 1/4 of a second. Wayne working the back straightaway. The Castle Edge, number 60, not going to get a run into turn 3. And out of 4, Ryan Wayne from nowhere wins the race at Chicagoland. What on earth happened? Wayne, Van Leer, Rapp pick up the podium. Not a combination we were expecting. This is what happened to Gilmore. Got into the Van Leer, slammed into the outside wall, and tried to power out of it. He slides into the infield and eventually spins into pit road. I am in shock. Ryan Wayne, first win of the season in Joliet, Illinois. I have no words. A driver that ran an extremely quiet race and that is it. Out of nowhere, a shock winner in this one. And, well, let's get a chance to take a rundown through your podium finishers here at the end of the night. It was a wild race and one that this league desperately needed. Ryan Wayne out of left field snipes the win. Van Leer steals second, and Rapp sweeps third. Gudger, the man that was looking to be the favorite for the race win, exits this race in fourth. Jared Dudon fifth, Witt in sixth, and Aaron Raymond first to seventh in a matter of just 2 laps. And Sogak still comes away with an 8th place finish. Joshua Haibaugh in 9th. Jim Duda rounds out the top 10. Then it's Rincon, Bailey, Colemansberger, Bawalda, Jernigan, Birch, Lane, Gilmore, Campbell, Story closing out the field. And ending off the night, it is Swafford, Roy, Braz, Amaral, McRoberts, Holiday, Lane, May, Jung, Arthur, and Witt. Bottom 3. Bottom 2, sorry, did not make it onto the racetrack this afternoon. I am speechless. That race was phenomenal, and you take a look at all of the crisis moments we had throughout this week with this league barely surviving a wild week, and wasn't sure if we'd be racing here this afternoon, but boy, I mean, this is a race that this league desperately needed, and I'm sure that the league administration is very, very happy with how this race panned out. Well, let's get a chance to give a chat to the drivers that come home at the end of the night. I mean, this is not something at all that we were expecting. Let's bring the driver, number 25, Ryan Wayne, into the broadcast booth. Ryan, we didn't talk about you much tonight. You were kind of running around the edge of the top 5 all race long, and it was looking like it'd be between Gudger, Duda, and Raymond for the win. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, there you are, outside of 4, and you were gone. Where did the speed come from?
Oh man, I think the strategy worked out in my favor that time. I had a extra set of sticker tires there in the pits, and I was running, I think, around 9th or 10th when the caution came out, and I figured we had about 15, 16 cars or trucks on the lead lap at that time, and I just came down pit road, used the fresh set of stickers that I had, and was able to pull away. I think Lieben was also on that same strategy, and that's how he was able to catapult in the second. But man, it's unbelievable getting my first win here here at Chicagoland. That was crazy, but all thanks to strategy and being able to save some stickers there right at the end.
I mean, you take a look into this race today. I mean, definitely not a win we were expecting, but I mean, this is sealing the deal for you to potentially be a serious competitor for a podium at the points. You were only about 40 or so behind Aaron Raymond. Do you think you might have an answer for the 4-time champ of the points by the end of the season?
I'll be honest with you. I don't know if I have a shot with Aaron Raymond, but he's a really good race car driver. But if I can get a top 5 finish in the point standings, I think that'll be a good, realistic way to finish out the season.
Well, seeing as how it seems like this is going to be the start of something for you, Charlotte Motor Speedway was up next. What do you got in store for us next week?
Charlotte Motor Speedway is one of my favorite mile-and-a-half tracks. We'll see how tire saving goes there. I feel like I'm pretty decent at tire saving for the most part, but I don't know. We'll see what happens at Charlotte. Try to take it one race at a time.
Well, it'll be an awesome time to see you again next week. Congratulations on the win. Is this your main win, or have you gotten one before that is slipping my mind?
I think this is the first event. I know this is the first one for sure in the IEL Truck Series. I don't know about other hosted races, but for sure in this series, first one.
Well, in that case, congratulations on your maiden win to the Sim Racing Association, and we'll see you again next week in North Carolina.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Wild moment for Ryan Wayne as he comes home at the end of the night. Let's move on down to Laban Van Leer, the driver that sniped away second, and Libben with what was about 5 or so laps to go, less than 5 laps to go. You were outside of the top 10. Gilmore had his moment in the infield, and then stuff happened, and you're in second now. I mean, talk us through your night, because this is not what we expected at all.
Yeah, no, and the car was fast. We just didn't have the long run speed. We had good short run speed, and then at the end of the race, when that last caution came in the pit, I restarted right behind Ryan Wayne too, so that's the frustrating thing. And then I just had to make my way through the field as fast as I can.
It was a wild few laps for you. I know for the most part you were kind of running around the midfield, still within the top 10. You were looking good all night long, but kind of like Ryan Wayne, did you have an extra set of tires in the back pocket on that last caution?
Yeah, I sure did. I took it too. and it was just flying.
And next week, Charlotte Motor Speedway, what will the Castrol Edge number 60 Ford F-150 have for us there?
Hopefully we can bring a better car than this week and win this race and have more of our teammates there and have all our cars be in the top 10.
Well, we'll wish you the best of luck next week. Congratulations on taking a solid race win to race podium tonight, and we'll see you next week again in North Carolina.
Thank you. See you. Shout out Charlie Birch.
Bon Van Leer comes home second this afternoon. That moves us on down to Dale Rapp, picks up a shock third place. Dale, hard charge of the race, 14 spots for you. Where did the run come from for third in the closing stages?
Well, I just heard Van Leer. We had the same pit strategy. We was able to save a set of tires back, and we just kind of hoping for a late race caution, and got it. So, you know, it was, I thought my night was done after that spin. I don't know what lap it was mid-race. I got hit, door slammed by somebody and sent me flying, and was able to gather it up and continue. Yeah, third place, good, man. That's like a win for me. I'm kind of a field filler here, and yeah, finally made the podium after a couple of years here.
It's I think your first podium, right?
Yeah.
Holy cow. I mean, who would have thought that, right? I mean, we go from one thing happening after 1 week, and now we're here, right? From lows to highs. I mean, it's a huge day for you. And for that 52 truck, do you reckon there's more podiums before the end of this race? Before the end of the season, sorry?
Yeah, no one I've had. I'm either a sink or swim in these things. That if I can make it through some of the chaos at times, I usually feel pretty confident with top 10s. I was running top 10 there till the last 2 or 3 races. I had some bad races, and I think I dropped several spots back. And actually, where was we at last week when I was on my top? That wasn't a good points night for me there.
Well, from getting up and over onto your roof at Kansas to taking your first podium at Chicagoland, I can't think of much better of a turnaround. But Dale, awesome to be able to talk to you for the first time on the podium, and hopefully it's not the last time either before the end of the season. We'll see you next week in Charlotte. Yeah,
sounds good. Like to thank my teammates. Silver Fox Racing, we got a lot of good guys. We've been putting in some time practicing, and seems to be kind of paying off. So thankful to be running with those guys.
Dale Rapp from the Silver Fox Racing crew comes home number 3 this afternoon, and boy, that is going to do it this afternoon. That is genuinely one of the strangest final 5 laps I think I have ever seen in my life, but I think we still got a very deserving podium here this afternoon. They had to work for it, and boy, work for it they did. Coming on up on Green Flag TV over the next few weeks, or the next few days, sorry, particularly tomorrow. It's a big day. Garen Gonzo and I will introduce you to all the personalities of the Classic IndyCar Series as they get set to go back to racing 1 week from Sunday. That'll be at Homestead Miami Speedway. Then I jump a little ways up the coast where Scott Rankin and I will be able to come home and drive us deep into Daytona International Speedway, right down to turn 1 of the road course, where the Sunday Night Cup Series gets set to go racing once again on the road course side of things. Want to find out more about who we are and what we can offer you? You can check us out today at www.greenflagtv.com. What a wild showing this afternoon, and we'll get set to see you once again when we go racing next week over at America's home for motorsports.